TNA called. They wanted me to come back, and they wanted me and Stevie to be together, and they wanted me to make an impact when I came back. Now, I didn't know what I was gonna do, or what I was gonna suppose what they wanted. My first thing would be me and Stevie versus Abyss and Cactus Jack, Mick Foley at a pay-per-view. Was where we were heading. And I think Russo has great ideas. Russo has really good ideas, especially with my character. And so I knew it would be good no matter what he came up with. But I'm sitting there and I'm getting my braids put in, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, and I'm going, what would be, what kind of idea can I come up with that might help out, that they might be interested in? Abyss has been through firecrackers, thumbtacks, glass. He's been through so much stuff. What can we do different? And not that it's completely different, but I thought to myself, I go, what would be different is a fireball. Okay, nobody's done a fireball in a while, but here's what'll make it different is I knew they wanted to do a lights out, lights on, like lights go out, and lights come back on. There I am, and I thought to myself, nobody's ever thrown a fireball in the dark. I thought that'd be totally cool because all you see is the fireball go off. I just thought that'd be really cool. So, but I'm fresh back, so I don't want to make any waves. But I got the idea in the back of my head. They had an idea for how the thing's supposed to go, and then Bubba, who's now an agent, Bubba came up with an even better idea to tweak it, make it a little better. Basically, it's a match between Stevie and Abyss, and if Stevie loses, he leaves the company for good. So everybody went to see Stevie leave, all the fans. And just as he's about to black hole slam, 1, 2, and the lights go out, and that's where I'm supposed to appear. And Bubba comes up with an even better idea to tweak it. Bubba goes, when the lights come back on, Stevie's crawling, and he tops Abyss. 1, 2, 3. People are booing. They don't know who did it, what happened. Stevie goes to attack Abyss after the match just to teach him a lesson. And here comes Mick Foley out. Bing, bing, bing. Now the lights go out. When the lights come back on, there I am. So it's instead of me coming in the first lights out, now we built a second lights out, Bubba's idea, and there I am. Which totally great idea, tremendous idea. And then I mentioned to Bubba, I go, my idea with the fireball. So Bubba goes, I love it. And then so what it becomes, and of course this is going to air long ago by the time this happens. Stevie's taking over an Abyss, boom, 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 but finally Abyss catches him in the black hole slam, 1, 2, and the lights go out. The lights come back on, Stevie's crawling on the top and covers Abyss, 1, 2, 3, boo, everyone's unhappy. Stevie goes to Stevie's still beat up, can't really do much to kick Abyss's ass anymore, but sticks his head in the chair like he's going to stomp on it. Mick Foley hits the ring, bing, because Mick is doing commentary, bing, 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 lights go out. Lights go out, I go racing to the ring, fireball in the dark, poof. When the lights come back on, Mick's running around with a chicken like his head cut off, hook him, DDT, boom, put him out of his misery, and then security hits the ring and to check on him. And to me, it was so exciting, and it was so clever, and the best part is it's a collaborative effort. You know what I mean? If Bubba wouldn't have put the tweaks on, if Russo wouldn't have came up with the idea in the first place, if Russo wouldn't have brought me back in, first of all, I'm so thankful for that, because I love working on a company where I can do episodic TV. Russo gave me another opportunity, came up with a great idea, but Russo does not have an ego. Bubba came up with a tweak. Russo loved it even more. I put a tweak on it. I suggested a tweak because, I'm back with the company. I'm not in any position to, to go, hey, I want to do this, I want to do that. And I don't want to be that guy anymore. I don't want to be the guy who tries to, hey, I want to do this. I'd rather just suggest stuff. And it worked out. And when stuff to me, when it all works out like that, there's nothing better. It's really, when stuff like that happens, that's why I fell in love with the business. I haven't watched it back yet, but I don't think. Put it this way, I've done stuff that I thought was brilliant, watched it back and it looked god awful, and I've done stuff that I thought was god awful, watched it back and it looked brilliant. Sometimes that's the way the camera works, but I can't see this being anything but brilliant the way it comes off, just because there's nothing to see. I mean, you know, because I saw everything that leads up to the fireball in the dark, and the fireball in the dark, how can it not look cool? You know what I mean? So to me, this is why I love the business. You know, shit like that is what, you know, makes my dick hard. You know, and it makes me want to go to work every day, and it makes me want to go in front of the fans and give them everything I have. You know, and of course their reaction to it was huge. I mean, it's just when wrestling's done right, there's nothing better. When it's done poorly, there's nothing worse. I mean, it's just kind of the way it is. But as I've said before, and I'll say it again, it's an art form, and the greatest thing about it is there's no rehearsal, not really. You know, you might go over a few things here and there, but you know, I defy the ballet to go out there and perform without rehearsing. I defy anybody to go out there without. I still, to this day, do not know why bands need to rehearse. I mean, if you all know the songs, just play the song. I really don't get it. You know, I mean, it's not like we need to. I mean, we know the moves, we know what we're gonna do. Why do we have to rehearse them? You know what I mean? And people go, you don't rehearse? I'm like, well, fuck, it's painful enough doing it in the first place. You know, if we did it with a rehearsal, it'd be twice as painful, especially without the audience, you know? So now you'd be causing double damage, and, you know, it's the audience's, it's kind of like we put out the effort, the audience feels our energy, and they give us energy back, and then we give them energy back, and they give it back to us, and it's a symbiotic relationship, and it's like a snowball rolling down a hill. When the audience gives you nothing in return, it's like pulling teeth. You know, it's like you might as well just go to the dentist and ask him for a root canal with no Novocaine, you know.